Any public
And,
present
yeah, there's
electronically.
nobody here other than
Okay.
Jeanette.
And then the second is the tax anticipation borrowing for FY25. Renee, do you want to explain the documentation?
Sure. So several items in the packet. The first of which is the resolution that the board would need to adopt, which is basically just outlining all of the criteria as to why you are legally able to borrow and why we're doing this. It does identify that it's a $1.5 million loan from the Bank of Bennington with the rate identified, and it will be due payable back to the bank on December 1st. So with that one, we would just need to waive the reading of the resolution and adopt. I don't know if we want to do these individually. We have the note, which you would then be accepting, and then the whole board would sign that one as well as the resolution. And then also associated with that, we have a non-arbitrage certificate, which basically is identifying all the things that you can and can't do with the money. So we're not borrowing money to pay off other debt. We're not going to take this money to loan it to anybody else. It's just, basically the criteria as to we're borrowing the money to essentially cover the gap of when taxes will be coming in. So that document just requires the board chair. So when we get to that, we would want the board to approve that document and then also authorize Nicole to sign on behalf of the board. And then the final item in the packet is an errors and omission agreement with the Bank of Bennington, our lender, that basically just says we'll be agreeable that if in any event we find anything was a clerical error or misrepresented in any way, that we will work together to make sure that it's corrected. So that one we would just be looking to accept and authorize Nicole to sign on behalf of the board as well. So if you want to start with the resolution, that would be the first item to take care of, and that would be an adoption, to waive the reading of the resolution and adopt.
So I would ask for a motion to waive the reading of the resolution and to adopt the tax anticipation borrowing resolution as presented.
So moved.
Second. We have Todd and Jess. Is there any discussion about this particular document?
Yes, I have a question.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Renee, I'm just a little confused. Why are we borrowing this money again? Because the tax thing didn't come to what we thought it was going to be?
No,
we do this every year.
Yeah, so what happens, unfortunately, it's the way that the cycle works with tax. Property tax collection isn't due until November, and that's when the greatest influx of money comes into the school district. Unfortunately, we really could use that money in like August or September, but we don't have the right to change when the towns collect their taxes. So this is money that we borrow to basically just bridge that gap of time where we're going to be short cash.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is very standard.
I'm going around town, and I just wanted to clarify so I exactly understood it.
Yep.
On this topic?
Yes.
On the borrowing of money?
Yes.
This is very standard practice.
What's that?
Like, right at 5:15, we have another meeting for North Bennington to do the same thing there. It's not an event.
I understand now. I understand now. I didn't understand before. Some people brought it to my attention, and something going around on Facebook. I don't do Facebook, so I had no idea what it was. And,
That's
I
good
did a
that
bunch
you know.
of this, and I didn't. I just want to clarify what, so I understood that.
Renee, how does this amount compare to sums borrowed in previous years?
It's the same as it has been for the past several years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that on record as well. There is no change in business practice here.
No. actual, the actual tax anticipation note itself, so this is actually the board, approving the loan itself and agreeing that we will be paying it back on December 1st.
So this is a motion to,
Approve the,
tax anticipation note as presented with the terms outlined.
So moved.
Second.
Any question or discussion on this particular topic, on this document? Okay, if not, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, that's all of us. Unanimous on that, on the second. The third then is the non-arbitrage certificate of tax anticipation borrowing.
yeah, so again, this one is just going to be an approval of the document that we are only going to use the funds as they're intended to basically cover operational costs until the taxes are collected. And then, so this one would be an approval by the board and authorization to allow the board chair to sign on the board's behalf.
I make a motion to approve the non-arbitrage agreement and authorize Chair Nicole Whalen to sign on our behalf.
Second.
Great. Any question or discussion on that motion? If not, we'll call for, those in favor?
Aye.
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 That's all of us, unanimous. And then we have the errors and omission agreement. And I think, Renee, as you said, we just need a motion to, again, accept the agreement and authorize the chair.
Correct. Thank you.
I make a motion to accept the error and omission agreement as presented and authorize Chair Nicole Whalen to sign on behalf of the board.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or question on this one? Great. We'll call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And again, that's all of us, so that one is unanimous as well.
So I guess the only remaining item is then how do we want to execute the documents? I'm not sure if everybody saw the email that I sent out earlier. We have the option of electronic signature, but that has to be done through the Bank of Bennington. I would just share your SBSU email addresses with the bank and it would come through electronically. Or if you wanted to do wet signatures, we would just have to figure out a way, if everybody was gonna be in town, they could come in and sign, or I can email the documents maybe up to Kendall if somebody is gonna be in one of the buildings over the next day or two to go in and sign.
Renee, I'm okay, if it's okay with the board, I'm okay to pick up the documents from the central office tomorrow and then connect with each of our board members. If everybody can be available at some point tomorrow, I can find you and we can get it signed.
I
That's
should.
tough for me, because I won't be home till late, and I work a long ways from here tomorrow, so. Is there any way it could be just dropped at, you said the Bank of Bennington, can I just stop in there like just before 5 or something? Or I could stop at your house at around 5 when I come back through.
If that's okay with you, that would be fine. Renee, when do they need to be returned? Tomorrow's Thursday, I assume that they want them as soon as possible.
Actually, Christian, we have the documents dated for Monday, the 15th.
Okay.
Just, so, I mean, we have basically a closing date. We're gonna have to wait for legal to put, an opinion letter together based on, the meeting tonight. So the bank will need that opinion letter along with the signed documents to actually fund the loan. And I don't think Christian is anticipating needing to access the funds until either the end of the month or sometime next month. So, I mean, we're not like up against a super tight deadline, so we do have a little bit of flexibility, but if we could have it done by the end of the week or Monday, that would be super.
Okay, why don't I plan to pick up the documents tomorrow?
Okay.
And then I'll work with our board members locally. And I don't know if somebody's at the school, it may just be easier if I connect with each of you and we find a way to meet and have you sign them.
Nicole, the only other thing is the clerk needs to sign, and Robin said that she's available anytime this week, so,
Okay.
Perhaps if
I can do that.
we could do that, and Christian has to sign them too, but I know that she comes through and could probably stop at the bank anytime, to sign her part, so.
Do we need board signatures before the clerk and the treasurer?
Definitely before the clerk, because the clerk is attesting to your signatures.
Okay. Okay, well, if I can gather signatures, tomorrow, I can get to Robin on Friday